Springtime is here, and that means we finally have the chance to start gardening outside and start growing some new things, but not only growing in our garden, but growing ourselves as a person. So in this video, I'm gonna go over all the new plans that I have for this garden, but not only that, a bunch of new ideas that I've been coming across throughout my own personal life. Let's go. What's going on, my plant peoples? I am the ADHD gardener, where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy. And I know, yes, Freddie. Of course, Freddie has to introduce himself every single time I'm on the video. Let's try that again. What's going on, my plant peoples? I am the ADHD gardener, where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy. And Freddie did it again. What? Bruh. All right, I'm not even gonna do it again. Okay. Every time I talk, he wants to start crowing. It's a beautiful day out here in the garden, and that means I got a lot of stuff to do and prep for, for the springtime, because I have a lot of plants already in motion and I need to, be transferring them outside already. But as I'm figuring out what I'm going to do with my garden, setting it all up, I'm going to talk about all the things that I want to do for this garden season. Yes, Freddie. Oh, Freddie. Let me know down in the comments below, what are you doing for this garden season? What are your plans? Are you thinking about storage and food saving? Let me know down in the comments below. I really want to know. Let's get a conversation started, because we have a lot to talk about and a lot to plan. I tell you, let's go. The first thing is nursing. Now, I don't know if you've known or not, or maybe I have some new followers, is that I'm actually in nursing school again. Again, because I did have my nursing license, but through health conditions and health issues, I just kind of laid off of it for a while. So I'm taking my refresher courses, trying to get my nursing license reinstated. So hopefully I'd be able to, expand medically wise, on all the positive aspects of gardening. After I get my license back, the next thing I want to do is actually go back to school again to go to become a horticultural therapist. Now that would be awesome, because not only are we going to be doing horticultural therapy for our minds, but with my nursing background, I would like to incorporate a lot of things that we could do for our physical health. But that's in the future. But for now, nursing is upcoming. I'm hoping within the next few months, I will get my RN license again, and bam, that's one accomplishment under my belt again. Next thing, the garden. What am I going to be doing? If it's one thing that I do on the regular is research. Call me a nerd, I'm okay with it. I love to research, and I want to follow world news, and I want to know what's going on. So that means that through all my research and looking around and watching a bunch of stuff, there is going to be a fertilizer shortage coming around. The fertilizer shortage may not happen now, but I know it's coming, given all the information that I've been reading and looking throughout my research time, because the nerd in me has to know everything. Now, I do not know when that is going to happen, but I know it's coming. I know there's a lot of issues in Europe that is going to be trickling down and giving us issues over here in the United States, and one of them is fertilizer. Now, you may be able to find them in the store right now. That's great. The prices may be, increasing slowly, but just rising and rising. That's a small indicator of there's something happening already. But let's just say that you have the money or whatever, and you want to buy fertilizer, and that time comes where you really have a low supply of fertilizer. What are you going to do about that? Because we all know that we need to fertilize our gardens. And how will we make that happen if we cannot buy fertilizer? That comes in a new series that I really wanted to try out, and that's something called Adhd. It's an organic, low cost, little to no cost really, on how to make your own fertilizer using properties that we already have, and also using biology to our advantage. But that is going to be a new whole series. I am very excited about that. I'm glad I found that. I'm doing a lot of the research. I even bought the book. I've been studying the videos, and I'm going to be implementing that, and I'm trying it out in my garden itself. The fertilizer shortage may not happen right now, but I'm thinking future-based, okay? I'm thinking months in advance. I'm thinking maybe even for next year, because you may be able to find the fertilizer all this growing season. But what about next year? That's what I'm worried about, and I want to be able to really get this Adhd thing really down-packed, making it happen, so I know that I will have something sustainable for the next year. Another thing that I found out through all of my research and information probing and whatnot is there may be a food shortage. There is signs that something is going down, and we're not being told about it. Now, I'm not beat to be listening to anything mainstream, because they be lying to us, okay? So I do my own research, and I be looking around, and I want to see patterns, and I want to follow trends. I be looking around, and all signs point to some sort of food shortage. There's going to be raised in prices. There's going to be low supply of a lot of things. For example, grains. There are other countries that are buying up a lot of stock of stuff, okay? A lot of food reserves. Why is that? Why are they stocking up on food reserves? If they're not exporting, that means we're not buying. So what's going to happen to us? I'm not saying we won't be able to find it, but what if those prices are ridiculously high? I'm not beef for that. I don't have a homestead and I don't have a farm, but that does not mean that we cannot take some proactive steps in securing some sort of food. I'm not saying it's going to be enough, but something is better than nothing. So that means I'm going to be concentrating on a lot of veggies this year that I can, store, and save. That's something that I'm really working on. I've been doing that for the past few years anyway, but now I really want to concentrate on it so I can get double the amount so I can save them. Jackie, you know whatever you're growing is not going to be enough to sustain you. That is not the point. The point is being proactive, and having something grown, having something stored is better than nothing, okay? You have a little advantage over having nothing, okay? Yes, right, Chip? I feel you. You feel me? Another thing that I'm going to be working on this year is seed saving. Seed saving, because we all know what happened in 2020. You know how hard it was to find some seeds? I don't want to go through that. I don't ever want to go through that. And let's just say something like that happens again, or it's going to be a hard time, or there's going to be an increase in price. I want to really get good at saving some seeds. So this year it is all about seed saving, proper ways, because I have stored seeds before, but it's not exactly the best, but I want to get better at it. So I'm going to be working on that also. My dad has his own plans, so of course I'm going to be videotaping all of his new garden endeavors and whatnot, but I know that both of us want to be working on water collection this year. I know that. Right back here, I do have a water collection system, but it needs massive amounts of improvements. That's why I never really talked about it. But this year, being that we're concentrating on water collection, my dad has a few plans of his own, and I have a few plans of my own for this. Now, that is going to be something that we're going to be trying to see if we can fit into our schedule for this garden year. It needs improvements, and I've just been kind of holding on to some water for my garden. But what else can we do with this? Can I improve on my garden, my rain collection system? I don't know. That's what I need to find out. I want to concentrate this year on flowers. I mean, I kind of do that every year, but I really want to focus on flowers that you can use for other things. I mean, I'm already growing flowers anyway, so why not grow some flowers that actually can be useful too at the same time? Because I know they are pretty, but I am looking for usefulness, effectiveness, and I want to be able to find those flowers that can be used for multiple things. I know I've grown some chamomile last year, and I also dabbled in lavender. Can you get any closer to my face? Really? With your hot breath? My gosh. I mean, I'm always working on my chrysanthemums anyway, but there's maybe not necessarily something that's just for pretty, really. But all other flowers that can be used for multiple purposes, that's what I want to grow. Another thing that I really want to concentrate on is chickens this year. I don't really talk much about my chickens, but maybe I should start talking more about them from a backyard perspective, okay? No farm, no homestead here. I'm just a backyard. So I do have chickens, but I have plans for these chickens. Right now, I'm inside my second greenhouse. Now, normally I would have used this for a lot of my storage of my containers, fertilizers, and all that, but not this year. I'm gonna turn this into a chicken coop or something of the nature to kind of keep providing compost, free fertilizer. Now, I've been following this dude on YouTube. I think his name is, his channel is Edible Acres. Now, I noticed that he's got mad chickens, right? And he used a greenhouse just like this, similar to this at least. And what he did was he just converted everything in here and turned it into a huge compost heap. Let his chickens chill inside of this greenhouse, scrounge around all of this area, and turn all of that into compost. Why not? What I want to concentrate on here is meat birds, Cornish crosses, and that's for another conversation anyway. So my plan is my hens are going to be staying in their chicken coop because their main objective is just to give me eggs, all right? I want to store a bunch of meat, protein for my winter. I have a chest freezer, so I'm going to need to stock up on my chest freezer, and that means meat birds, primarily Cornish crosses, but again, that'll be for another video. Those birds are going to be chilling in here. As they're being raised up, they're scratching around, they're pooping all over the damn place, giving me compost. Now, I love those videos from Edible Acres. I think I will drop his link down in the description below so you can go check out his channel. He inspired me to do that, given the fact that I already have a cattle panel greenhouse. So why not make meat birds and compost happen? So eventually, as a turnover of the meat birds, I will have more and more compost here. A lot of it. And that's exactly what I want. Free compost. I know it looks white in the background here. I will let you guys know in another video. That's an upcoming video right here. But for now, and the one that I really want to concentrate on this year has nothing to do with food shortage. It has nothing to do with prepping. It has to do with ADHD. I really want to show you guys how gardening can really help a person out when it comes to ADHD, coping, management of it. And that's what I've been using this garden for a long time. And I figure I'd just show you guys what has been working for me when it comes to my ADHD and gardening. I really am excited about showing you that. That's more on a therapeutic level. I am not a therapist. I am not any of that. I have no degree in any of therapy or nothing, not yet. But I'm just gonna show you what has been working for me from a patient perspective. I wanna show you guys how in the world my garden has been helping me manage my crazy ADHD, because let me tell you, it is not easy at all. And it involves a lot of stuff. So I figure I want to show you guys. And one of those, which I'm very excited to start with, is night gardening. I know that sounds weird. I know it can sound weird to you, but gardening at night. I don't sleep that well. I'm always energetic, even at the worst times. So why not put that energy to use instead of being angry or depressed that I can't sleep? I'm gonna just go in the garden. But that's just one thing for now. So I really am hopeful about this year. I have a lot of plans. I am very optimistic, enthusiastic, and luckily motivated and driven. So I'm hoping that all of these things will come into play this year. I'm hoping. And I want to take you guys along with me. Let me know down in the comments below, what are you doing for this garden year? Are you even considering something about canning or saving or storage of your veggies? Let me know down in the comments below, because I really know that we got a lot to talk about and we got a lot to do and plan and grow. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you got some good encouragement. I'm all about encouraging other people to be the best version of themselves. It really is. And it's not easy, trust me. It's not easy at all. But I know that we can try little baby steps at a time. Let me tell you, okay, if I can try my best to try to get a better garden, why can't I do that same thing for myself? If I'm trying to grow better veggies, why can't I grow a better jack? I mean, really. Why not? And I want you to grow yourself too. Not only just your garden, I want you to grow as to the best version of yourself as you can be. I'm no therapist, so I can't give you actual therapist advice. I'm only giving it, the advice from a patient perspective, one who has these same struggles as you do. It ain't easy, but I know we can do this. I know we can. If you did enjoy this video and you want to show me some love, then don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notification bell. I drop a video twice a week. And also, last but not least, you can catch me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on there all the time. You can drop me a message. We can chit chat about life and anything funny and gardening related. So until the next episode, you guys, where you and me both can be growing our happiness one plant at a time, one day at a time. I'll check y'all later in the next episode. Peace and love.